book lovers, and welcome back to Rose and Reed's podcast. I'm Sophia.
I'm Haley.
All right, so today we're going to do something a little different. We're just kind of going to chat about books we love, books we hate, some current events in the book world. I think we got a quiz to take.
I love it. I love that we're just going to sit here and talk about books because that's what we do daily.
Yes, I'm so excited. And we have our wine, which we should open. You want to do that?
Yeah, I haven't even opened it yet. It's Noble Vines 515 Rosé.
Always rosé.
Looked pretty good, so I'll just...
I think last week I was like, I don't have any rosé, but I have some Merlot. And you're like, no.
I was like, I'm going to stop and get us some.
Like, that's not going to work. That's not on brand.
Yeah, not our podcast, actually. Merlot in books, maybe.
Oh, that doesn't sound good at all. No.
Rosé.
Yay. Cheers.
Yay, cheers. To another podcast that's super fun.
Mm-hmm. Love studio days. I honestly look forward to them at this point. So much fun.
Mm.
It's good.
Oh, this wine's good.
Mm-hmm. It's like sweet, but not sweet.
You know what?
Does that make sense?
No. You know what I like, or I don't like about rosés is that they have like a sparkling wine one.
Oh, you don't like the sparkling wine one?
Mm-mm.
Why not?
It's like too much. Like I don't know. It
So
reminds me of like a soda.
Oh, is it like carbonated?
Yeah,
Ew,
like
no.
a champagne kind of. Like it's bubbly.
Yeah, no.
I don't like it. I'm like, no, I need to be drinking wine.
Right.
And even though a rosé is sweeter, which I really like a cab, so I'm not even a sweeter wine drinker.
I'm really getting into rosé now.
Now I am. Every week I'm like, okay, I'll have a glass of rosé.
No.
Or a bottle.
I didn't used to like grab rosé, but now I find myself at the store being like, maybe I'll just grab some more rosé. That sounds good.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. I used to drink only red. And then after I had Jamie, my kid, I was like, I don't want red. For some reason, it tasted different to me. So I switched to white. Love me some Chardonnay. Sauv Blanc is my fave. But now rosé is like it's moving its way up.
I love me a Chardonnay.
Mm-hmm.
But I love a cab. I drink them religiously. But
Religiously.
I do.
That's nice. That sounds good, though.
I know.
I'm here for it. All right. So what do we want to start with? Books we love? Books we hate?
Oh, let's start with books we hate.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll just switch it up.
You know me. Why don't you start? Because I'm very easily pleased.
I know. You don't have freaking books that you hate. I was talking to her about it and I was like, all right, so should we talk about this? She goes, but I don't hate any books. I'm like, you have to hate something.
I mean, like, I didn't like, so I was a big Twilight fan and I read Twilight from Edward's point of view, which I think is Midnight Sun. I've got it here somewhere.
I've actually never read that book and I was a huge Twilight
I didn't really
fan.
like that too much. He was really like whiny, just like Bella, but still, it wasn't my favorite. So that's what I have on my notes. Since I didn't really like that one too much.
That's hilarious. Okay. Where do I have my books that I don't like? Oh my God. Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. Okay, so for people that don't just pick this up for fun, they probably have read it in school.
That's what I was about to say. We had to read that for school, right?
Well, did you read it? I didn't read it in
I'm
school.
pretty sure I took an AP
and I took an AP class.
Yeah,
I took writing.
I took AP Lit, and I remember having to read it, but I didn't read it, and I spark notes it.
Yeah, so I did that.
So I could not tell you what it's about.
I actually really liked reading those stupid books in high school.
I did too. Most of them. I just didn't read that one.
I don't think I remember reading it. And so this was like last year, I think, in the summer, because I remember taking it to the beach, and I was like, I had it on paperback, and I was like, all right, I am gonna read this book. It's supposed to be so famous. Fuck it, I'm gonna read it.
What is it about? I have no memory.
So
of
it's
it.
about this family, Tom Joad. He gets from McAllister in Oklahoma. You know the prison that's over there that you pass going to Dallas.
That's close to us.
It's close, and we pass it going to Dallas, and it says like, "Don't pick up hitchhikers."
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. We talk about it every time we drive to Dallas.
Yeah. Okay, so when the book starts out, it's Tom Joad and he gets out of prison and he's walking home and he's on the side of the road, and it always makes me think of that sign, "Don't pick up hitchhikers." And so he's going home. He's super poor. It's during the Depression. I believe the Depression. I think it's in the 30s. And he gets home, and luckily he gets home in time. His whole family is packing up their shit.
Oh.
And when I say they are so poor, they're living in a shack with like dirt
floors.
Mom's making just a pot of like bone broth, basically. Like, it is sad the way they're living, but they're selling everything and trying to get enough money to go to California because they've seen it's like the Dust
gold?
Bowl.
Oh,
Well,
Dust Bowl.
it's like there's such drought. There's no farming left in Oklahoma, and everybody's leaving.
Oh,
The banks are
okay.
taking over their land. Nobody can
Yes,
make payments.
it's coming back now.
Yeah.
Very
get to-
light snippets.
They get to California thinking like, oh my God, there's opportunities here. There's
Mhm.
farming. Well, everybody's thinking that. Everybody's trying to get jobs. And so his
It's
writing,
unfortunate.
yeah. So it's just about them making it, their journey out to California, them getting to California.
Grapes of Wrath. Why is it called Grapes of Wrath then? Or do they start like
The wealth
making
of
grapes?
it. No,
Oh.
just like when you get grape, I don't know.
You're like, are they, growing grapes? Are they wrathful grapes? I really don't remember this very much. I mean, I kind of do now that you're talking about it. I remember the name, but it's not there.
I will say this. I really, really like his description of everything. It is like
Beautiful
you're
writing.
there. It's beautiful writing. However, it goes to the point where you're just like, I get it. They're packing other stuff because he describes
Too
it
much
so
detail.
much, and you're like, I can picture it. It's beautiful writing, but at the same
Vivid
time,
imagery.
yes, I'm like, no. And you
It's
know
like, okay, I
what?
get it. Let's move on.
And I say this because it's like I sound like I like the book, which I do like it. However,
Yeah, you do. I was like,
I never finished it.
Oh,
I never finished it, which is super rare for me because I always usually finish a book.
Mm-hmm.
I never finished it. I got so bored of his fucking description of everything, and I was like, God, get to the point. So I didn't really care for that. And it's still sitting there, and I look at it all the time like, I should finish this. I need to finish
From high school.
I look.
Right?
No, I read this last summer.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this was in high school.
No, I said like people probably read it in high school because it's
And you
all about
started
literary. I started the last
Now I'm on the.
girl. Have another glass.
Oh my
Glass
gosh.
of wine.
I am not awake, or I'm not. I don't know.
So, yeah, that's one that I really didn't care for. And then also another one, She's Come Undone, which again was
She's
last
come
time.
undone.
Yeah,
Who's that by? Do you know?
Wally Lamb.
Wally Lamb.
I will
What a
never
name.
forget because I'm sitting like on vacation
Mhm.
and I had finished my book, which I loved. I got done finishing. Oh God, it's
Brain fart.
yeah, it's by Handmaid's Tales, the other book. It's like 20 years later.
I don't know. I never read Handmaid's Tale.
Oh my God, let me find it and I'll circle back to that. But anyways, so I just got finished with that book. I was obsessed and I was like, man, I need another book. So my mom and I, we were happened to be at Goodwill. We were on vacation, like searching for different stuff. And I'm
Goes
over
to
there.
Goodwill on vacation.
I know, it's so sad. That's my vacation for you. And
Let's go to Goodwill in Florida. See how
did.
different it
we
is.
did. We were like, well, we were searching for sand toys and like other kind of crap for the beach. And so I'm
That makes
over by the
sense.
book section and we're looking through it. And my mom's like, oh, Wally Lamb. I remember him. Oprah did a book on him.
Like book club? Oprah's book club?
Yes, when she was still on TV. And I was like, wow, well, it's gotta be a good book.
She's not on TV
No.
anymore, is she?
Yeah.
It was a terrible book. She's Come Undone.
Well,
Don't read it, y'all.
no. So she did a different book by him. And so
That's
my
what it
mom,
is.
so my mom was like, oh, Wally Lamb, I know that author. You should read this. And she's like, I think I've read it. I'm not 100% sure. So I start reading it. It's about this girl. And she's like 13. Her parents get a divorce. Her dad leaves her. So she has like a lot of resentment for him. And then she lives with her mom. Her mom can't really afford anything. They move in with her grandma.
Sounds
It
like the American
starts
story.
spiraling really fast. Like unfortunately, she gets raped.
Oh,
which is really
gosh.
sad. I know. It is sad.
Trigger.
And
Give me a little warning next time.
know,
I was
right?
like, damn, that just took a turn. I was like, oh, it just sounds like a regular girl's life in America because
Yeah,
that
no.
happens so many times.
well, that unfortunately
It
happens
does.
too.
So sad.
Sad.
Oh.
Anyways, so
Anyways.
we so then it like jumps a little bit. Oh, to college. She like drops out of college. She's not having fun. The whole sections of everything about this lady's life is just depressing.
Oh.
And it doesn't get better. And so I didn't finish
never?
that.
Oh, you
No,
didn't finish it.
It skipped to like 7 years later, something like that, and she had gained so much weight. It sounded like she was like a beached whale.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh,
Poor
oh
thing.
God, it didn't, like, her life didn't really change and like flip around.
There's not like a bright side ever.
No.
Damn.
So,
I don't want to read about that. I want like happiness at least a little bit.
So I looked at my mom and was like, okay, you said you read this book, right? Does it get better? She goes, I don't remember. And I was like, oh my God. What? I know. And I was like, what the?
I don't remember.
She read it, I guess, a long time ago. And
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
how do you not remember this book? Like,
Yeah.
it will always be just pictured in my
You're just like, I
head.
hate this. It's so depressing.
Yeah, so I didn't finish it. And so that's another book where I was like, I just can't do it. And so it made my top. I only have 2 books that I really have on my list here that I didn't like. So
the other thing I wrote was, I'm trying to get through Game of Thrones. I read the first 2. I'm still on
sorry.
the third one. It's hard. It's good, but it's hard. I can't keep they're like, how there's a lot of characters in the show? There's like triple like the characters.
There also is so many dates. It sounds like a history book when
there was dates and there the places. There's more places. Like they dumbed it down a lot for the show. Like a lot.
They have to.
The first 2 seasons were really quite a lot like the first 2 books, but this third one I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
I know, and you still can't finish it, right?
No, I'm still on it. I think I'm on like maybe 1/10 of the way through.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I bet you don't finish it.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to because I really want to read Fire and Ice. Didn't your mom say that one was good?
Yes, she loved it.
I want to read that.
It was more of a book than.
I might have to actually. I might have to actually read that. I bought all of his books. I bought the one about like I don't think it's over here. The Knight and the 7 Kingdoms, and I bought the big picture book that tells the history of Westeros, which that one's really interesting.
Interesting.
Well, if you write that, but
if you are a Game of Thrones fan, like if you've only seen the show, to go back and read the books, I bet it makes so much more sense.
It does, but also it kind of confuses things because the show eventually stopped following the books.
Well, you have to at some point. I feel like
he just like stopped writing and didn't. Something happened with the producers of the show and him, and they got it okayed, but then it just kind of fell apart.
Oh,
yeah. So that last season or whatever that everybody was pissed about and like boycotting and trying to get them to redo it. That is not how the story ends. Like he's supposed to put out 2 more books.
Oh, I know. Well, but he hasn't though.
No, one of them. I mean, I read somewhere that one of them was supposed to come out this year. I don't know if it's going to. Probably not. I'm just hoping to get him before he,
Well, if he does put out a book, we'll release it here.
Oh, yeah. I'll try to read it. I will attempt to.
We'll also tell you when it's going to come out, hopefully. So, speaking of coming out, we're so excited for is Iron Flame. We're just going to put that out now because we are so excited for it.
Yes. When we're recording this, it comes out next week, and I'm so excited.
Yeah. And for people that don't know or haven't listened to the other podcast, Iron Flame is the sequel to
Yes. We're getting 5 in that series. 5.
Oh my God, Rebecca Yarros.
Yes, slay. And big news. Didn't she what did you send me yesterday? She's getting a movie or a series deal? Oh my gosh. Is it Amazon or Hulu? I know it's not HBO, even though I wish it was HBO.
She posted on her Instagram. If you guys don't follow her, you should.
Oh my God. I like her. I like following her. Did you see where she posted about like, what are you guys wearing to the midnight premiere or whatever?
I know.
Midnight I guess it's not midnight premiere. That's for movies. Midnight release parties.
Release parties. Yeah. So film news. Guys, we've been sitting on this news since last December. So they haven't released it.
So they just knew that this was going to blow up.
I guess, which is weird. So, I'm sorry. The main book is Fourth Wing. Iron Flame is going to be the sequel.
The Empyrean series.
Yes. And so they are doing a adaptation of Fourth Wing brought to you in live. Amazon. So it's going to be on there.
Amazon. Is that what is that? Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be, well, it says film news. So I don't really know if it's going to be a series or if it's going to be, oh yeah, I'm sorry. Here it is.
I was like, I'm pretty sure you said series, right?
Well, it's right in the headline. I was reading the description.
Good job, Haley.
Yeah. So for Amazon, MGM Studios, Michael B. Jordan's Outlier Society developing fantasy series.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah. He's the actor.
Oh, he's like really attractive.
Oh, he's
Black Panther.
So sexy.
Oh,
so sexy.
Oh, I hope he's in it.
So fantasy series based on Rebecca Yarros's bestseller. So
Hell yeah. And she's going to be a producer on that too. So
yeah.
hopefully it's good. Don't mess it up, y'all. I
what
think I'm excited for it though, if it goes through.
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
You haven't decided if you're excited or not?
Yeah, because it's going to either really ruin it for me or it's going to be the best thing ever.
Right.
So the only movie that I can say that wasn't a bust for me is Harry freaking Potter. And it stands the test of time at the moment. It's like 20 years later and it is still going strong.
When was the last time that you read those books, by the way? I'm just curious.
When they came out, I was in
Right?
5th grade. So how old are you in 5th grade?
10?
Yeah.
12? No, 10. I don't know.
High school's 14. Like I know that. 13, 14. So
yeah. 10, 11?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So something like that. So I was in 5th grade and that was when the first one came out. And then I started reading, obviously, the whole series.
The first one came out for you in 5th grade?
Yeah, it was brand spanking new.
In 99?
Brand spanking new. 5th grade. And then I remember going to see the movie.
Wow.
Shortly after that.
The first movie I saw in theaters was the third one.
Let's fact check.
Because I was older. Yeah, I'm like, are you sure?
Well, you're younger than me. So
I know.
hold on.
Well, I didn't think I was that much younger than you.
Unfortunately.
I don't think so.
When stuff like that
I feel
comes
like we're the
out,
same
it's
age.
like, I know. It
We're
feels
kindred
like it.
spirits.
I'm 32. So if you're 29.
I'm 29. I'm not that much younger than you.
Yeah, but grade-wise, that's 2, 3.
Well, 99, I was like 5.
Mm.
Oh.
First.
That might be because I remember in first grade, my mom read the first book to me. That's what I'm trying to do with my son, but it's not working out too well.
Yeah, he's still not kind of old.
I know. He's in kindergarten, but we'll get there. I'm determined. I tried to make him watch.
Okay, so I take it back. Harry Potter.
The movie came out in
release of the first novel of Harry Potter was in 97.
Damn. I was like
98. Yeah.
99 was when the movie came out. 97 was when the first book came out. I don't know. My timeline's a little
staying on here. That was weird.
My timeline's a little
came out
messed up.
97.
But I agree. Those movies were great. However, they did miss a lot, like those last ones. I feel like the 6th movie that they did, they did not do the 6th book justice, in my opinion. That's just me.
Well, I get that. You have to leave out some stuff. What I'm saying is that they did the best adaptation of a book.
Yeah, the characters were spot on.
Spot on.
Yeah, they were great.
They were great.
I loved the castle.
It wasn't like people were going, this is shit. Like
That's
Twilight.
See, Twilight was terrible.
It was. And so when you're
so
reading,
bad. I wish they would redo that, honestly.
They either need to redo it or just like put out a statement saying sorry.
Sorry we ruined it for you. Because those books were honestly really good.
They were.
I was obsessed with the books.
It blew up just like a lot of the Sarah J. Maas is blowing up right now. It blew up when I was in high school and every single person read it. Everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I remember
all the women.
Yes. And I was like, this is so good. And then I remember when the movie came out and we all went to see it. And I was like, oh, what did I just watch?
They got better as they went along. I'll give them that. Like,
well, they got more money.
Yeah, they got that first one. Their budget was only it was really low. I don't know what it was, but it was something like $50,000. It was bad. That's why you can still, to this day, go and visit the house that Bella lived in. You can go walk the streets of what is it? Oh my God, I forgot the name of it. West Fork? No.
Yeah, West. No.
Nope. That's
something though. So I don't even remember.
I haven't read that in a while.
I haven't read the books, and I have not watched the movies because they're so stupid.
They're pretty bad.
So yeah, I just think that if they're gonna do a series on this Iron Flame,
I just hope they do the dragon stuff justice.
Well, yeah. Well, they did in Game of Thrones. I feel like they learned from maybe Twilight's mistake, and they really need to put some production into it.
Yeah.
And so
I want to see. Yeah. I hope they pick good characters too.
Okay, so what is on your best books you've ever read?
Oh my God. Well, Harry Potter, Twilight. Those are OGs from my childhood. Love them.
Okay.
Right now, I'm obsessed with the Sarah Maas Moss. I still don't know
Sarah
how
J.
to.
Maas.
Sarah J. Moss.
That's what I say.
That's what I think too. But some people say Mass. Anyways, her universe, like all of them. Throne of Glass is my favorite series ever. So good.
Yeah. Okay. So is that what I'm starting right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
you just started Assassin's Blade, right?
Yes.
So that's the like novella. You can technically read it before the fourth or third book. I can't remember. But yes.
Okay. I know. See, she's got me into it. So I love by Sarah J. Maas, Court of Thorns and Roses series.
So good. That's how I got started. You told me to read it, and then I
know.
just like took off
So
like a banshee. I was like,
she
oh
went way-
shit.
She went way past me because I was like, hey, you have to read this series. I think you would really like it. It's up your alley. You got to read it. And she was like, okay, yeah, sounds like fun. And then all of a sudden I was like, she goes, oh, I finished that series days ago.
I'm on
and
this series now.
series now. And I was like, are you kidding me?
I read all 3 series, ACOTAR, Throne of Glass, and Crescent City. I read all of those within like a 2.5 week span.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to my family. I barely fed my child. I'm just kidding. But honestly, he was pissed at me. I was like, everybody was mad at me because I just holed up in my room and didn't leave.
That's funny.
Just kept going to Target, buying more books.
I know.
And
Well,
would eat.
it sucks you in. That's exactly how I was with
so
ACOTAR.
good.
Was and
I love all the
ACOTAR, for
theories,
people that
too.
don't know, is A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's just shortened. And so that's why
Book
we
Talk
say
made it popular. It's still very popular.
I know. So
Right here.
Book Talk now. Sorry, I'm switching subjects for a second.
Let's talk Book Talk.
Well, is it just fantasy? Because every time I look at it, it's literally just
No. This
Sarah
one
J.
I have
Maas.
down here, A House in the Pines. It's on Book Talk.
okay.
It's
That's also Reese Witherspoon's book club, and it's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, I mean,
You
I
have it?
do. It's right. Well,
Oh, that's fine. It's on the ground.
my microphone's in the way, but it's right down there. It's on my TBR list. I get a lot of my TBRs from TikTok because people are like, they'll post like, this is what you should read if you like this. This is what you should read if you like that. I went on a spree and bought like 10 books on sale.
Yeah, that's what I do, and a lot of them end up being on Reese Witherspoon's book club for some reason for me, and I'm like, oh, I guess I have a theme, but there's no theme or rhyme to reason to hers. She picks so many different ones,
Right.
or her team does.
I feel like they all have like an underlying like not theme but message. Her books like fantasy, they don't have really an underlying message. It's just like here's some dragons
Well, it's
and
usually
magic
enemies to lovers.
Enemies.
Enemies. I feel like in Finding Nemo. It's usually enemies to lovers.
Yeah.
You have
I
to, like,
love enemies to lovers.
I mean, duh.
People have been talking about, okay, so Iron Flame, just gonna backtrack just for a second. They're saying that the enemies to lovers with Xaden and Violet, that's already happened. So like,
I know. No, they said R.I.P. to
R.I.P.
Xaden already.
I
I've
think
seen
he's gonna
I know,
die.
you said that in our last podcast.
I know.
When we did.
I really think he's gonna die, and she's gonna be left with Andarna. I'm calling it.
Well, I don't know. We'll see, because
I don't know
would
either.
just be so. Then you have to throw in another love interest. So does she meet someone else?
I think she goes through like a downward spiral, like, you know, gets really pissed, needs revenge, and then finds someone else. I don't know. That's just what I think.
I just
we
don't.
have 5 more books.
Yeah,
man.
and I don't think
Or 4
you can,
more
I don't
books.
think you can kill
Sorry.
him off in this book for sure.
No, I'm thinking more like 3rd or 4th. I don't know. Maybe Dane gets a redemption.
I don't know.
Maybe they bring Liam back. So many theories. This is why I love Book Talk, though. So many theories are out there, like crack theories are out there where it's like, I can't think of one right now, but I love looking into them and hearing other people's point of views. I'm obsessed.
I like the books, just like you said about Twilight, where they write it from the other person's point of view. So
Ooh,
like
yeah.
Twilight, it was all about Bella's point of view and
Mhm.
the guys that she chose, whatever. And then she wrote a book about Edward's point of view and how he looks at things, and it was so different.
It was so different. They're both whiny, but he was more like
Like I
jaded.
said, I didn't actually read it,
You
but
should read it. I have it down there.
but I do like where they flip it and you
Yeah.
see how they look at things.
I like if they just combine it in the same book. So it's like
Well-
you go from this point of view to this point of view to this point of view. I like that, but
Okay, so
Oh,
if you
oh.
like that kind of style of writing, Jodi Picoult,
yes.
I am obsessed with her
You've
books.
been telling me to read her for a
Oh
while.
my god, we have got to put it on the list.
I'm down.
I'm
Whatever.
gonna put it on the
Didn't
podcast
you,
list.
we wanted to do it in February. She has a lot of like romancy
Oh, she
love
does.
stuff.
She does.
Did I say November? I meant February.
No, you said February.
Oh, okay. I'm out of it today, y'all.
You
Like,
know what?
I don't know
It's
what my brain
early.
is doing.
It's freaking cold outside.
It is
Our
so
temps here in
cold.
Arkansas just like dropped
We
drastically.
skipped fall altogether, went basically straight from summer to winter.
Yeah.
Always.
So no,
we're running low on wine.
pour us some more.
Yeah, I'm going to.
No, I got introduced to Jodi Picoult books when I was in high school. They're easy reads, beautifully written. I feel like she writes really, really well. I do. Easy topic. What I like about her books is that she picks a topic and does so much research about it. So
Really?
Yes. So this is going to sound crazy, but she has a book all about Amish people.
Whoops, good. Sorry. Amish people. Keep going.
No, and so, but that sounds weird to say. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna read.
I know. I was like, wait, what?
But it's not, and it's so fascinating, and she goes into so much detail about it. Or there was a book literally about the Holocaust she wrote. It's like all across the book, but it's detailed, and she does research.
She does good research.
Yes, and it's fascinating to hear and see, and then. Every chapter usually in her books, not all, but usually is a chapter about the main character, then the love interest, then
I like that.
the doctor, then
right.
like it's every single chapter is totally different and but it flows really well, and there's like always a big twist at the end. Ooh. That's what I really like about her books, because you're like, oh, I know it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen, and then it completely twists, and I'm like, well, I didn't see that coming.
Didn't see that. I love a big twist.
We might have to put one on the list, because I'm obsessed. I've read all of them except for actually her
all of them. How many books has she read?
Oh my, written.
See, my brain's not working, man. I don't know what to do.
Probably she's written so many books, and I just flew through them. I just was like, check, and they're all different. But her new one that's out is called Mad Honey. It came out last summer, I believe. I actually have it on my Kindle, and I just haven't read it yet. So it's on my TBR.
We could do that one since you haven't read it yet. We could both read that one. So you're not rereading. And
it's a new one. Like,
let's do that.
It is her new one.
All right, so decided. We'll put that on our list.
We'll put it on. So if you guys need a book recommendation, please read Mad Honey. Wait,
did she read Fault in Our, or did she write Fault in Our Stars?
No, she
That was
didn't.
Nicholas Sparks, right?
No. Nope.
Oh, I thought that was Nicholas Sparks. I don't know. I read that book, and it literally made me cry.
Fact check everything.
It was so good. I know. That's just on my list of books I love. The Fault in Our Stars. I didn't like the movie so much. John Green.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't.
My bad.
But
sorry, John Green. But
that
anyways,
movie. Yeah, okay, so I've never read the book. You read the book?
Book made me cry my eyes out.
And the movie made me cry my eyes out. So I don't know. You know what?
That was Shailene Woodley, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I can handle that.
It was a lot. I had to, because I was like, I'm not gonna watch another movie before I read the book, because it always ruins it for me.
If you guys haven't read the book, it's or watched the movie, it is about it's a young girl. I think maybe a senior in high school, maybe just graduated, but just a young girl. She's got terminal cancer.
So sad.
It's really sad, and she falls in love with another cancer patient. And we're not going to tell you what happens, but it's just obviously, if we're saying you're going to cry your eyes out, probably not the happiest ending in the world.
Really
but it's just a fantastic story, though. So.
Oh, I had a question. Did you ever read those 50 Shades of Grey books?
Okay, so I was actually literally about a month ago. I play pickleball. I'm not 90.
Why are you getting all like, I do this?
Well, because everybody makes fun of me.
I don't see why they make fun of you. It's like physical.
I'm sorry for being active.
Yeah, exactly. I play kickball. Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
So, it's fun.
So anyway, I was talking to all the pickleball players. They're a little older than me, but
they are all a little older than you. You're right. I see your pictures and I'm like, oh, look at Haley. She's so cute.
I know. I'm like, I'm playing pickleball.
My mom was asking me if I'd play pickleball with her. We still need to do
that. So anyways, I was talking to them about the podcast and stuff, and how back in the day when you would read a book that was spicy, and just like 50 Shades is, or just any like Danielle Steele novels or anything like that.
Danielle Steele.
Yeah, is that if you had it, say like just paperback where you couldn't take the cover off,
right?
People would hide them in magazines. And
Oh, you
so-
told me this.
Yes.
Yes.
And so you would be sitting there.
We
like,
talked about this, I think.
Oh, did we?
I
I'm
think
sorry
so.
where I'm like totally
But
telling
it's
the
so
story
true.
again. But it's true because it's like, it's such a spicy novel and people know that.
Oh,
And
everybody
so
knows that.
Then you're just like, yeah, okay, I am reading this. Sorry.
I straight up read it on a beach in like Gulf Shores.
Oh,
and people were looking at me and I'm like,
It
19.
came out in the summer because you went to the beach and then I also went. I was sitting by the pool reading it.
Mhm.
And I remember being like, holy crap.
I read it when I was young, that first one. Then when it came
So-
out, I was like 19 and I was just like, whoa.
Unpopular opinion. I didn't
Open
really
my
care.
eyes.
I didn't care for it.
I liked the first one. I read the second one. I never finished the third one.
I never started the second. Didn't care to even.
Once
pick up the
she
third.
like started, I don't even remember what happened to her, but I definitely did not finish the third one, and I had to like force myself to get through the second one. But the first one, it was decent to me. It was a little bit much, and after hearing about like this is not what BDSM is actually like, I was like, oh well.
What does that even stand for?
I don't know what it stands for, but I know like it's like the chains and the
Yeah.
whips and you have
See,
like
so-
safe words and stuff.
So for people obviously that don't know, 50 Shades is.
I'm sure everybody knows what 50 Shades is.
Well, yeah.
Right? I mean,
I
like,
mean, you
they made
have
movies
to.
into it. Did they ever make... I know they made the second movie. Did they ever make the
I didn't
third
even
one?
watch the second movie. Probably not because I don't think
The
it
third
was
book
like,
was terrible. It was so bad.
Yeah, and it's so raunchy. It's also to the point where like
I
it's
love
not it's not the spicy fun aspect that you like. It's like, oh,
The character was
you
almost...
went too far.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
don't
not
want to
what-
read this.
It's
Like,
not what you're looking for at all.
I thought it was too much. And while I was reading it, I remember being like,
I liked it on the beach when I was reading it by myself.
I shouldn't tell anybody I'm reading this. Oh my God.
I was all
And
about it.
That blew up before we really had social
We
media.
were young. I mean, like, I remember reading it. I know it
I
was
was in-
when I went to...
I was in college, so you
was-
had to be in high school.
I was like right out of... Oh, okay, but I went to college early. I was right out of high school, but I was like 17 when I went
Yeah.
my
no.
freshman year, and I'm pretty sure that's when I went. So I was not 19. I was 17 reading this, and I was just like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah. So my,
Open my eyes a little bit.
so my mom read it. She started it and said that she goes, I can't finish this because I have a daughter around the same age and it makes me so uncomfortable. I remember
That's what Gail said?
Yeah. Yeah. She was like, no, I can't finish this
Oh,
because
that is so funny.
it reminds me of my daughter. There's no way.
Well, because it's like dark hair. I mean, we don't have green eyes. I remember her having green eyes. I don't even remember her name at this point, but I know she had really dark brown hair. She was like kind
Well,
of quiet. She worked
it's-
at a tool store.
It was at our age. So she had just gotten that, I think, out of college. She was searching for like a publishing job.
She
She's
was
an editor.
Yep.
And then she meets this high businessman who's also very young.
Doesn't she work at like a Home Depot? Right?
Yeah, like a hardware shop.
A hardware shop. I'm just calling it Home Depot, but
Yeah,
yeah.
like a small
I was like a-
mom and pop
Yeah.
hardware store. Yeah.
And the kid that also works there is like in love with her or something. Yeah.
I don't
I
it's
haven't
just
read it in a long time. It's probably
No.
been 10 years for me.
I haven't read it and I think I've watched the movie right when it came out because it just
I went to
like
see the
said,
movie
it
by
was just too
myself.
much.
It was
too
a lot.
much.
It was too much. And then the movie didn't. Everybody was wondering if they were going to like go all into it, and I don't think they
Well,
did.
one, they can't because that's called porn. Rated X.
That is rated X. Mature. You're right. Didn't they rate it like PG-13?
No, it's R.
It's R. Okay, thank
It's
God.
absolutely R.
Okay, thank God.
You can't show half of that crap for PG-13.
The Red Room.
A 13-year-old watching that? Could you imagine?
Oh my God. No, you're so right. I didn't even think about that. I was just like, is that what they did? I can't remember. That was like 10 years ago. Throwback.
That's more than 10 years. Your math is off.
I literally do math for my
We got called
job.
out for one of our podcasts too. Of like, and I don't
Nuh-uh.
know. Yeah.
Is that what I do?
what
Is
was
it
our
me?
friend?
Probably me.
And she was like, I think it was you. And you were like, that was like 7 years ago. And it was a lot longer. So yeah,
Math
guys,
is hard.
We drink while we do this.
Yeah.
podcast.
Don't any kind of years, dates, time. Don't listen to me because it's wrong.
Don't listen to us. I'll sit here and fact check us, but
We're not
about-
going to do that every time, though. Let's be honest.
let's be honest. This
Okay.
was just a fun one. Hey, speaking of fun, do you have a trivia game for us?
Oh my gosh. Let me find it.
She said she had a trivia game.
It's just like a bookish trivia game. Let's see. Okay, it's a BuzzFeed. Can you yeah. What book is the classic 90s teen movie based on? Clueless with Alicia Silverstone.
That's based on a book?
Mm-hmm. Is it Emma by Jane Austen, Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, or The Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald? Pick one.
Get out of here.
I don't know. What do we think?
No idea.
Okay, let's think.
Do Jane Austen.
It's about two vapid girls, and she's trying to help her friend. I can't. It might be.
So they just.
It's definitely not Wuthering Heights. It's definitely not Great Gatsby. I think it might be Emma.
I've never read it, so I don't know. Oh, sure.
Let's go with Emma. Okay. Now what do I do? I was correct. Oh my gosh, look at me. I swear to God, I didn't know that. Okay. How do I go to the next one?
How many are there? You want to do like 10? 7?
Yeah. What tale was the kickoff for this hilarious high school movie? Easy A with that chick.
Emma Stone.
That's it. Emma Stone. Was it, I don't know how to say this, Pygmalion by George Bernard Shaw?
I don't even know what that is.
Little Women, Pride and Prejudice, or The Scarlet Letter? I know this.
Scarlet Letter.
Yeah, that's it. Because they literally talk about it in the movie.
Yeah.
Correct. What story inspired the plot of The Lion King?
Ooh, fun facts. I don't know.
I don't know either. Was it Hamlet, William Shakespeare, The Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, The Count of Monte Cristo, Alexandre Dumas, or King Lear by William Shakespeare?
Okay. It probably has to be a Shakespeare one because he's falling off the side. And so it's probably like some Shakespearean.
So we've got Hamlet or King Lear.
Did you ever read King Lear?
I didn't, but I definitely read Hamlet, and I know it's not Hamlet. I think it's King Lear, right?
Don't you feel like when Mufasa is like falling and
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I don't know.
Let's go King Lear.
Sure.
You want to do it?
I have no.
All right, let's see. Oh, I was wrong. It's Hamlet.
I fucking read that book.
I was in high school.
I haven't read it, but
it's been a long time.
Is that the two kings going?
Oh, it is. I'm stupid. Don't listen to me. I promise you, I read books.
I'm looking at her like, come on.
Well, you gave it up to me. Don't listen to me. Okay.
What's the next one?
We'll
just do 5 of these.
Yeah, I think we had we've done 3.
Good job.
Is my math right?
Yes.
What's funny is I literally do math for a living every day.
Tickles me. Don't worry, she went to college.
I went to college, but I don't drink while I'm at work, so that might be the difference.
This is true.
All right, which classic work was Sierra Burgess is a Loser? Have you ever seen that?
No, I've never seen it.
Should we skip?
Yeah.
Let's skip. I don't know what that is. 10 Things I Hate About You.
I love that movie.
Yeah. Is it Pride and Prejudice? I mean, I know it. The Taming of the Shrew. I don't know what Pygmalion is, or The Scarlet Letter.
What's the second one?
Taming of the Shrew.
What is that?
By William Shakespeare.
I don't. You know what? Never even heard of that.
What?
Yeah.
That's the one that it's based off of.
Is it?
Yeah.
I literally don't.
I will be right this time. I know this for sure.
Okay, we'll click it. Let me see.
Boop. Green.
Yeah, she's right.
Ding ding ding.
So,
Amy.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't give us like any description of it, but maybe we should look into that. Wait. Yeah. No, it doesn't give us any details. The Nutty Professor by Eddie Murphy.
That's weird.
I didn't know that was based off a book.
A lot of these I didn't know that were based off of a book.
I didn't know She's the Man was inspired.
A lot of these are crazy.
Amanda Bynes. I loved this movie as a kid.
I know, me too.
Oh my gosh.
She is a nut house now.
She has like a teardrop tattoo.
It's a star.
Is it a star?
Oh. It is so stupid.
Oh, well,
and
thank
it's right
God.
on her cheek.
Yeah.
Like I think
poor thing. I loved her. Amanda, please.
Yeah, she's nuts now. She's in a nutty house, actually. I think she literally is.
Y'all, I loved her, though. R.I.P. I mean, she's not dead. Definitely not dead, but
no.
That sucks. Do we want to do Who's She's the Man? And then that can be our last one?
Sure. The
Count of Monte Cristo, again. Much Ado About Nothing by William Shakespeare. Twelfth Night by William Shakespeare, or A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. I'm gonna let you answer this one.
Is it Tale of Two Cities? Like they're so polar opposite? You know what? I have no idea.
No, that's not right. Twelfth Night by William Shakespeare, which I've never read.
I've never read either.
Okay, that's our classic literature little quiz I had.
It's super fun.
I thought it was fun. It's just something different to do.
Oh yeah. No, I love it. I'm glad you found it for us.
Yay, BuzzFeed. Thank you. Shout out. Shout out to BuzzFeed. They have some cool quizzes. Okay. So next, do we want to talk about like the book world a little bit?
Oh, okay.
Like some current events?
I was like, tell me more.
Well,
what kind of current events are you talking about?
I literally just looked up current events in the book world.
Like poor Brittany.
Oh, poor Brittany. I know.
Dude.
I need to get her book. I want to read it so
I know.
bad.
So we were actually talking about this the other day. She was like, I think I'm going to buy it. And I was like, okay, I will too. And maybe we'll either do a podcast on it or just briefly touch on it. So we haven't read it, but man, if you haven't seen in the social media world.
I haven't wanted to because I want to read the book and be like,
Brittany, man.
I've heard something about
I've heard
Justin.
clips of it. So yeah, she talks a lot about her relationship with Justin Timberlake.
Do you think she actually wrote it or do you think she had a ghostwriter?
I think that she sat there and told stories and
like
she dictated
Yeah.
and she had somebody write it for her.
I feel like that's what most celebrities do.
You have to because you're not a writer.
Right. You don't know how to
you don't know how to sit down and put out an outline. This is what I want to talk about. I think she had someone sitting there asking lots and lots of questions and her telling her stories and them
recording it and then like making it into a story.
Absolutely.
I mean,
that's how I would
do it too.
Which is fine. You can totally tell stories and have somebody, a much better writer, write it for you.
I'm here for that.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's what I think, even though her name's on it by Britney Spears. I'm like, bitch, you didn't write a book.
Well,
you crazy.
I know. That's why I want to
spins in your living room
with the knife. My husband literally was like, have you seen her video with the knives in the living room? I was like, oh, that one's old, honey. Where have you been? But I'm here for it. At least she's able to do it, you know?
Okay, this is, you're going to hate me and probably a lot of these people are, is that I still think she needs a conservatorship. However, it doesn't need the huge constrictions she had, and it also doesn't need to be run by her dad.
Or her sister. Wasn't Jamie Lynn a part of it as well?
No, I think they just had like a big falling out. It was just her dad. No, it was just her dad. She had a falling out with her mom. She has a little bit of craziness to her. She was on all these meds, which maybe she didn't need to be on half of them. I still think she
didn't that come from the conservatorship? Was all the meds?
Yeah.
But
look at her off of them.
Yeah, but she's
got
a
a fucking
husband.
nut house. She doesn't.
Oh, I thought she did.
Divorced him.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, you know, at least she's making her own decisions.
Okay, but yeah.
It's such a gray area. This is where, like, God, I don't want people to come at us, but you know, it is what it is. Gray areas are hard to talk about.
They're very, very hard. So from coming from a person that has like mental illness within their family, is that
same? Okay,
you need someone to help you, whether it's a huge. There's a fine line between help and having monitor. And I think she needs some monitoring. It's not what she had. I don't think that was right.
No, she was like a caged bird at that point.
And
I think it honestly made it worse.
Well, but then look at her now.
Well, she's just free. I think that's what it is.
Bad.
I know it's bad, but like
half naked, or she is naked in some of the videos, doing this shit that she's doing, and you're like, and I am. Don't even come at me. I am a massive Britney fan. Like,
love Britney.
Freaking love her, and I have loved her from day one.
Bitch.
But I just think she needs some help, and I think a lot of people would.
She got married after this thing.
She did marry. She then got married, was happy, and then she got a divorce.
See, this is what happens to me. I stop looking at social media and I miss everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know.
That's unfortunate.
I would like to read her book because obviously the height of her fame when she was on top.
She was in like the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah, and I would love to see that, like her stories behind.
I want to hear what happened with Justin.
Me too.
I know. I'm ready for it.
Me too. I'm all about the relationships, so I think that'd be crazy. So I do really want to.
We're gonna read it. We're gonna read it, and we'll do a little snippet about it. We might just do like a little mini like extra episode 1 week.
Maybe what we should do is do an episode on like the auto books. So,
ooh,
R.I.P. if you haven't
Oh,
heard
yeah.
this. So actually, we're recording right now, so this will actually come out in a few weeks. So this will be old news. Is I'm backtracking here, but it'll be old news. Is that Matthew Perry from Friends has just died
Oh my
actually a couple days
gosh,
ago.
it was so sad. I texted you about it.
Oh,
My mom called me about
my
it.
phone blew up from people that knew that I was just
Right.
such a big Friends
Oh,
fan.
how's Maddie?
And I knew.
Oh my God, I just forgot. I just
You
remembered
just
her.
forget all the people that are big fans. Like Kaylee was also like, oh my God, because we tag
Yep.
each other in Friends stuff all the
I
time.
know, same. My mom called me and was like, "Have you heard?" She called me at like 8:12 on a Sunday, and I was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, wait, what?
I was in bed. I was like, "Who's dead?" And she literally was like, "How'd you know?" And I was like, "No,
No, that's not
no,
what I
wait,
wanna
what?"
hear.
And she goes, "It's nobody in the family, but." And I was
Matthew
like,
Perry.
"No."
He drowned, had a heart attack. By now, probably more
There
news
might be
will
more,
come out
yeah,
of it,
but that's all we have for now, and it's just so sad.
it is sad.
I
And
haven't seen anything from the Friends cast either yet.
they put out just a general blank statement.
That's what I
saying
thought
that
they-
we are mourning and we miss our friend Maddie dearly. And
Well, did you see the thing about Perry House? I knew that he had created the Center for People with Addiction Problems. Yeah, in Malibu. So if
he goes into that about his book. So his book is Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, which obviously I think the big terrible thing is his addiction.
Yeah.
And
he was so funny. God,
what they say about him is that he was the funniest person, most likable, the nicest, everything. And that when he's struggling with addiction, he said when he gets sober and goes back and forth a bunch of times with it, is that he may not be able to help himself, but he knows what's wrong with it, and that he would love to help other people with it. And so
that's why he started the Perry House.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's wonderful. And
you
so
can go donate to the Perry House because
I
it does
know.
good. It's in Malibu.
Yeah, I think that would be wonderful. Well, another auto book that I would like to read, and it's funny is that I've heard lots of good things about this book, but I have really no desire to read it.
Which one is it?
I want to say I would like to read it, but it's Jessica Simpson's open book.
Oh, I've never heard about it, but yeah, I'll read it.
Okay,
if you want to read it, we can read it together.
I bet you'll see a lot of stuff on it because I see it all over the place. And maybe we'll just read those 3 and do a podcast on it and just give you guys some feedback on.
That'd be fun. Also, I
their
have the Stevie Nicks.
Ooh,
It wasn't written by her. It's written by her sister. So it's interesting.
Oh,
I never
interesting.
finished it. I'm like halfway through it. That's
the
that's a
only
book I never finished.
autobiography I've ever read was Andre Agassi's Open. And it's all, if you're a tennis fan, I really like tennis.
We're just gonna finish.
I
this
like
bottle.
athletes' point of view on how they got into the sport. Obviously, when major athletes get into it, they're very little, and their parents have a huge say in how they run things, just like movie stars and
Like
stuff. Their
Selena
parents run
and-
everything.
Oh my gosh, why am I saying? I'm wanting to say Selena Gomez, but I know
I was
that's not it. The tennis players, Selena and right?
Venus and Serena.
Yep. That's the one. That movie was really good.
That was so funny. That movie was amazing.
That movie
Will
was
Smith and
amazing.
stuff, and,
Oh,
I
Smith.
don't know. I don't think they have a book on that, but
I thought it was.
I
based on
think
a book. could
I
be
think
wrong.
it's fascinating when parents are so freaking hardcore about sports.
They are
Like
though.
Tiger Woods and his dad.
Oh,
It's baffling because as a parent now, I can't imagine having I love sports and I'm very
Love
competitive
sports.
and I get very into stuff, but I could not imagine putting that on my kid of the type of pressure.
I've had to talk to Jeremy about this because he's like really into sports. I'm like, honey, he's 5.
Yeah.
Let's just let him have fun. Otherwise, he's gonna hate it all.
But I feel like
But so
Jer-
many parents have done it. Jeremy's great. I'm not.
No,
talking
no,
shit
no,
about
no,
my husband.
no,
I
I'm-
love him.
no, and I
he's
love him
great.
too. I think that it's different. I think when you hear these types of stories,
Those are to the extreme.
it's to the very, very extreme, and you see how they end up world-class athletes.
They are, though.
They are, and it's
like-
amazing.
it's a.
So Andre Agassi's book was fascinating. I haven't read it in a very long time, but it is
That'd be
called
fun to
Open,
read.
and it's all about tennis. And if you don't really even care for tennis,
I like
you
tennis.
get to see all the aspects of it. Oops. And so how you I know, whack my microphone.
We're basically a bottle down, so we're just having fun this episode.
fun.
I like it though.
Yeah.
You're
So I am down to read some auto books. The thing that we will not do, and I've told Sophia from the start,
Self-help.
self-help.
Nope.
I can't freaking do
Nope.
it.
Nope. Nope.
Sorry, we're perfect.
I not expecting that. I mean, I just won't read it.
It's so boring to me.
It's like, okay, great. So tell me more about how you know how I
I
can
need-
fix my life.
Yeah.
And you don't know me.
And you don't know me at all.
God, I know. I can't.
I can't do self-help at all. So, but I'm down to listen to other people's problems for their autobiography.
Right? I would love to hear all the drama of your life and then how you didn't fix it. That's what I want to hear.
That's a great way to put it. I never thought about that.
Isn't that? I mean, that's what people's like life story is. I would love to write a life story about me. I can't write at all.
Oh,
but
it's not that fascinating.
My childhood life was interesting with my parents and all that shit that went on. One day I'll tell you about it.
Yeah.
It was a mess. But it was a mess.
It's a mess.
But
like you said, like everybody does have a story.
Mhm.
And so it is fascinating to see and hear about it. And but I don't know. See,
I don't think anybody would
we
read
can
about
also
me.
see yeah.
Oh, your mic.
God, what is
up?
up?
So fun.
Yeah. It's okay.
If anybody wants to listen and laugh at us. Okay. So something funny in the book world that I found out when I did my now that we went off on that trope about everything, I was talking about our current events.
Oh God. I'm sorry.
That was like
listeners. We're
12
just,
minutes
like,
ago.
flying off the rails.
I think it's funny. People will love it. Okay, J.K. Rowling's ego is akin to Kim Kardashian's, says
Shut
Joanna Trollope.
Wait, so J.K. Rowling is being compared to Kim K?
Yeah, writer Joanna Trollope, which I haven't, maybe we should look her up. I don't know who she is, has taken shots at J.K. Rowling and Twitter, remarking, creating this mass following and tweeting several times a day is like wanting to be Cheryl or Kim Kardashian. Some writers, like J.K. Rowling, have this insatiable need and desire to be out there all the time, and that's entirely driven by their ego.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here it is.
That's basically what the quote is. While I think we can all admit J.K. Rowling's Twitter isn't that good, well, that's what whoever wrote this said. I'm not saying that. Trollope's comments seem, at best, a bit out of touch.
Oh, okay. So they're talking.
It's because J.K. Rowling is always posting stuff
about trans.
All
That's
right.
what it is.
Yeah, I get it. Like
Trans views.
Is she like? Does she continue? I don't follow
J.K.
any of
Rowling.
these people.
I don't follow this either.
I
So
kinda
it's
think we
funny
should.
that you like bring it up because. So
I just
what
thought it
did
was funny
Joanna
that you're,
Harris say
like,
about J.K.
comparing.
Rowling? Yeah. So J.K. Rowling has every right to her opinions.
Which
may
she
not
does.
share them,
Everybody
but that's
has
fine.
every right to their
And
opinion.
I totally condemn any threats to her as I do to anyone.
Well, I mean, everybody has every like right to their own opinion. That is what we have here in the United States, at least, not in other places. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's just like say what you think and then move on. In my opinion, some people like kind of want to shove it down other people's throats.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
Say what you want, great. And then
Or don't, who cares?
Or maybe not. Yeah.
Who really cares?
What Scott and my husband always say, it's like we can talk about this behind closed doors and me and you, and we can have a great discussion about this. But does everybody have the same opinion? No. Does anybody care? No.
No.
So stop.
Right.
I don't need you to push it down my throat.
That's what I think too. I mean, like you and I have different views, but I still love you,
And I still love you
my
too.
best friend.
And
It
yes.
is like, oh gosh, crazy. We don't think the same. We're different people.
We're different people. Yeah. It's
Taking on the world here. Me and
It is
Haley right now.
baffling. Well, even I was yeah, no, I don't want to go. I was gonna go down a road and I was like,
Let's just not.
I like sat and thought about it. I was like, I need to go down it.
We're gonna just like veer.
But I agree. Like you can totally have different opinions about stuff and you can still love.
Cancel culture is a lot right now. Like
I hate it.
I
It's
kind
so
of
annoying.
I'm really over it. It's like, okay, so we're just gonna you can't cancel J.K. Rowling. Look, she has a theme park. Sorry. Like you can hate her, but like she's got a theme park.
She literally has her own theme park.
Something that she created came to the point that somebody made a theme park for her, which is like amazing.
Is amazing.
That's what's just so funny to me. It's like, all right, hate her all you want. I get it. Yeah, she doesn't like trans people. Whatever. I mean,
I know
it is what it is.
It's hard to go into it because you don't want to touch on either side. So
no, and I'm not against him. Like, I'm not saying that, but it's just that's what that's the position that she's put herself in, and everybody hates her, and they're like, but I'm not going to.
That's what the
cancel
current events is.
Current events.
And so, speaking of cancel culture, we've got
Colleen Hoover. Oh my God, yeah, people are going after her.
I don't know what. So what is going on with her? I think
we talked about it with Verity, but just to retouch on the subject, something happened. Her son was accused of sexually harassing or sexually abusing. I don't know which it was. Some girl. The girl called out Colleen Hoover. Colleen Hoover blocked the girl. That's all I know. I don't know if it's right. I don't know if it's wrong. That's what I read. People hate her for it. And then she also writes, like, triggering pieces.
Yeah, she does write trigger. Kinda. Like, I don't feel like they're horribly triggered. I mean, is there one that's like Verity, massive?
I mean, Verity was kind of triggering if you had like a child die. I could understand being triggered by that if your child had died and not knowing.
Absolutely.
Like, I thought about giving it to my mom, but I was like, actually, she doesn't like this kind of stuff. So
yeah. No, I can see that. I just, like, is there any like rape in her books? Like, they're usually like love stories. So other
now
than
that I think about it,
we just did Verity for people that don't know in the last
it's been a while since I read her
but
books.
A lot of them are love stories.
Yeah,
that's how she got her start in books.
Like, the guys always have something wrong with them. There's like kind of
the abuse.
There's always like some form of abuse in them, and like that's everybody has experienced their own
type of abuse.
That was such a like gray, vanilla answer.
I guess. I mean, I haven't. Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I really have. However,
verbally, but like not.
Okay, but everybody gets yelled at.
Yeah,
sorry.
Exactly. I know that's like. Sorry, I'm a great child.
Well,
Jesus, this podcast was great.
I know.
We should drink the whole bottle more often.
We are down the whole bottle. Now that I think about it, I'm looking at it. Well, I'm looking at your Colleen Hoover books, and I'm just like, so
let's bring them out. Okay, so we got November 9.
Okay, so November 9 was actually really good. I
liked it.
Yeah, it's one of her better ones.
Book Talk hates it. From what I've heard, from what I've read, people don't like it.
Why?
I don't really.
It's actually I like different concepts. So
exactly,
this concept is this.
It took more like.
This girl and this guy meet on November 9th, and then they have like a spark and a connection.
But there had been something that happened earlier.
I can't really remember.
Yes, they meet on November 9th, but it was because of something that happened on November 9th before.
That so
there was like a tragedy.
Yeah, we don't want to give it away.
I don't even remember it. I don't think I could give it away.
And so, but for years they meet. Mm-hmm. They don't meet up any other time. They meet up on November 9th.
Mm-hmm.
So they are going through the motions. And they really do love each other. And there's massive events that happen throughout the year that like bring them together on November 9th. And do they fall in love? Maybe, maybe not. Do they end up together? I don't know. And so, but I really liked the concept.
I liked it.
The book, the writing, meh. It's okay.
I mean, she's
not the best writer.
She's decent, but she's not the best. It is. I mean, honestly, her books are how I got back into writing after I had Jamie. I'm not reading. God damn it, my words. Excuse me. Sorry.
The writing is basic. It's a basic.
It's basic, like follow the tropes,
Yeah, it's easy, cool. Yeah, you get back into reading if you want just like a fun little baby read.
Yeah, I mean,
it's fine.
I
stopped after a couple. I went, I'm done with this.
No, I know, I did too. I read it. I read Verity first, and then I read It Ends With Us. It's okay. I'm interested to see the movie with Blake Lively. Like, I don't think that's gonna be good, but I'm gonna watch it.
I don't think it's gonna be good at all. Have you seen her outfit?
I have. She
Blake
does
Lively
not look like
a beautiful person,
of course.
And
everybody
made her frumpy and disgusting.
They did the same thing with Anne Hathaway in Princess Diaries, but that movie turned out really great.
Talking about Princess Diaries, that was a freaking classic.
Did you know that was a book?
You didn't know that?
No. Ah. We should read that.
Well, okay. Is it
real throwback?
Is it like a teen read?
I mean, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's like young adult.
young adult.
I could like
I call young adult is teen read.
teen read.
Because that's what I remember going to Barnes and Nobles when I was a kid, a teenager, and because I was that person that just read at night, like
I did the same
loved
thing.
books, and
until college, and then
my
I
mom would
found
take
drinking.
me.
I'm not kidding. I read all the way through high school, and then it's like,
Hilarious.
okay.
I took a break through
Booze.
college too because I was a little too busy
Mhm.
with school. I'll say school.
Oh no, I was
No, me too
no.
drinking. But however,
I was drinking.
so but no, so I was that kid in high school though. My mom would take me to Barnes and Nobles, and my mom's an avid reader.
Yeah.
Good old Gail. And she
Shout
would
out
take
to
me
Gail.
there. I know. And we would go and I would sit in the teen section, young adult, and I would sit on the floor and I have all these books near me and I would be reading the backs going, okay, I can only grab 2 today. I can only grab 2. Like, what books am I going to read? And this was obviously way before Kindle. And so
way before Kindle.
yeah. And I would sit there and my mom was like, I can't buy you all these books.
Yeah.
Like, pick 2. And I'm like, okay, which one's
so hard. I mean, I remember going to like the midnight release of Twilight and the 7th Harry Potter.
Oh my God.
I went to the 5th, 6th, and 7th midnight release of Harry Potter.
The release.
Did you read Aragon? I loved Aragon.
What is Aragon?
It's a great young adult. Did you read Warriors?
Oh, what's that? Are they fantasy?
They are.
Of
They're
course they are. Oh,
Warriors was about cats. If
Get
anybody
outta
who's
here.
listening, oh my God, it's so good. It's still going on. Still going on. I went to Barnes and
I have
Noble.
a shocked face. It's still going on.
It's so good. I loved it. And what else was mine?
You know, okay.
Lemony
okay.
Snicket. Do you remember Lemony? A series of unfortunate events.
Okay,
Loved that series.
I had to be probably in 8th grade. This was way before high school, probably.
Oh, I was in like 3rd or 4th when I
this
started
was-
that one.
This was young. I was really, really young.
I wish they would do a good. Didn't they do a
They
series?
did with Jim
They did a-
Carrey. I didn't see it because I'm.
They did a
older.
movie and then they did a series. I mean, I remember like, God, see, time is hard. I don't remember what it was.
I just don't remember when exactly, but so when that series came out, I read the first one and I was like, what a fun. Who actually wrote that book?
Lemony Snicket.
No, that's a.
Oh, is that his alias?
Yes. It's
Well-
not, no, what's that actually called when they write or.
It's an alias, right?
oh,
No,
it's
am I
called-
wrong?
Well, yes. Okay. Yes, it is an alias. However, it's called
his book
something.
somewhere. Oh my God, look. Think about like the Hunger Games, Divergent. Did you read those in high school? Or early college? Because that's when I read them. Was high school, early college.
Yeah, I can't remember when.
Did you read the Divergent series? Because they're so much better than the movies.
Yeah, however, I did like it though. Lemony Snicket, writer Lemony Snicket, real
Can you find it?
name.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Daniel Handler.
Oh.
I was like, Lemony Snicket. There's no way.
Lemony Snicket sounds so much cooler though.
So what I really loved about the Lemony Snicket books, and hopefully people that are reading this have read it, or please give it to your children.
Reading this,
It is-
listening.
God,
You didn't
listening.
know.
I know. Okay. People that are listening to this podcast, please give your children these books. They're
so
fun.
good.
They're so fun.
They were our favorite.
It is all about these 3 children
who have a really
And-
hard life.
have a hard life and all these unfortunate events. It starts off, this is not a happy book. This is not
This
a
is
happy
not a
ending.
happy story.
This
If you wanted a happy story, you need to close this book right now. Something like that.
It's so fun. And I remember being like, what an awesome concept.
It was so weird, and I was so into it.
So into it.
I was a weird kid, though.
Well, and I just like flew through it. I was like, and
needle.
my sister loved it too. We had the whole set.
Oh, I did.
The
when they,
box.
yep, I did the same thing.
And so we had it, and my sister and I would finish it, and she'd be like, "Give it to me," and when she would read it, and we loved it. And
I could never convince my brother to read, but hey,
my sister and
I would tell him what they were.
we loved them. And
I loved them.
my mom loves books. She reads like 2, 3 at a time.
My mom loves books
It's
too.
so
I
crazy.
finally got her to read Fourth Wing. She's like, "I'm sorry, I have to wait for the next one. I've never done this before."
My mom enjoyed it. So it's funny is that she's really not a fantasy person, and
Neither is my mom,
a
but
couple-
she had loved it.
hilarious though is a couple years ago.
Uh-huh.
We had the bad snowstorm here and we got snowed in, and she was up there and she goes, guess what? And I was like, what? She
What?
goes, I started Game of Thrones. Like the series, not the book.
The book.
And
Oh, the
no, the
series.
series. And she started it. And I was like, are you kidding me? She goes, I'm already on like season 2. I love it. I was like, we have been
Oh, you have to
trying to
fly
get
through
you
it.
to watch fantasy forever
So good.
and
Ugh.
read. And now she's read Game of Thrones. She has
she read the
also
whole series?
She read ACOTAR. She read, which
I'm
she
trying to get my
didn't
mom into.
care for.
Well, my mom has asked me ACOTAR or TOG, and I'm like, honestly, for you.
Start ACOTAR first.
Well, I think she's more of a Throne of Umbrella
Oh,
class. I
really?
think so.
So
The ACOTAR, I love ACOTAR. Don't get me wrong, but if you look back after, I've read it actually 3 times now because I read it, then I read it to my husband, then I read it again.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was a lot. And it gets a little, it's a little cheesy if you like take a step back.
Well, duh, you've read it 3 times. Stop reading it.
Stop reading. Shut up, bitch.
I liked the first one is cheese because I remember reading it and being
It's all
like,
cheese because
this
it was
is
like
straight
Beauty and the Beast,
Okay,
Hunger Games.
we can't go into it because we're gonna maybe do a podcast on it. So
January.
let's
January's our ACOTAR month.
so we can't go into it.
I'm
But
ready for it.
I know. So no, we do love ACOTAR. However, so my mom was reading it and she goes, all right, I think I like fantasy. And I was like, all right, you have to read Fourth Wing. And so when I read Fourth Wing, I was like, yeah, this is good. And then she read it and she goes, this is fun.
It's so good.
It's a school of dragons. and all
It's
this
kind of
thing.
like
So-
it combines like Harry Potter and Game of Thrones because
Yeah.
there's a school and there's
So
stuff.
fantasy is fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like I do like
I
it.
love
I
it.
just you love it
Because like
I
the
just,
world is so hard and I just like to escape and read
It-
about something that's not about Earth.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No kidding.
You
It does
know?
get difficult.
It
I
does.
just there's so many out there that I do love
There's
fantasy.
a lot. I have like a whole TBR down here that I'm just like, damn.
Okay, so what's on our TBR?
Okay.
Just but while we kind of wrap it up, what's
So
on our TBR?
From Blood and Ash or Blood and Steel, I have the first book down here.
What is that? It's
somewhere.
another fantasy.
It's another fantasy. Daughter of the Fallen Gods or Children. I have an Anastasia rewritten like book,
Okay. Oh, that's
like
fun.
a retelling of Anastasia. This Fear the Flames I've heard is good. Heavenly Bones.
Heavenly Bones. What is that? That another fantasy. You are all about freaking
I told you I went
fantasy.
on in a world ruled by stars, cruel and merciless gods that watch over the world, Alara has been cursed by fate. Do you want me to keep reading it? Because
No,
it's long.
you're crazy.
But it's pretty. And it's definitely on there.
Okay.
Oh, it has the what is
the
this?
what?
Astronomy? Are signs like
Oh,
Pisces?
yeah.
Pisces, Aratia, Torah.
Isn't it Pisces?
It is, but that's what it says on the book. So there's
Oh, so
different.
there's a little okay.
It's a
I was
little
like,
different.
girl.
I know. No,
No, I'm just kidding.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
All right, honey. We've been doing this for about an hour and 10 minutes.
Shut up, really?
I told you it would fly through. This was gonna be my favorite one.
Oh my god.
Wasn't this fun?
This honestly, guys, this was the best podcast just because we got to sit. I didn't even think we'd have content for this. We sat and talked just about our favorite books for a long time.
And this is why we started this, was because we enjoyed just sitting and talking about literary things.
Everything.
Books, all of it.
fantasy,
Romance,
literature,
classic.
Oh, it's just like
Authors.
So fun.
We did a quiz. We did all the things. I'm
I
proud
know.
of us.
I'm proud of us
Yay.
too. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and listening to us. And please rate us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. wherever you
We
listen
just
to this.
appreciate y'all for being here with us.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. And until next time,
Until next time, I'm Haley.
I'm Sophia.
Bye.
Bye.